Are people going to be spending as much this year as they have been last year?
Sure, we were really pleased to get a large response, and we surveyed people in America, US, and Canada, app developers, and a resounding 67% said that they would be spending more this year than last year, with 17% saying that they would be spending less. So it's pretty clear that people are going to be spending a lot more money this year on acquisition and downloads.
And so when will people start spending? I know I've seen in some of the retail forecasts that there are retailers who are starting to spend now.
Correct. They've actually started. We found that over 70% of the people have actually started in October. And as today is October the 13th and Amazon Prime Day, we're seeing that the holiday season has begun. And the rest of the time people are going to be spending is probably November, and very few people are going to wait till December. So,
despite the pandemic, online shopping forecasts are saying that we'll see a slight uptick in spending online, and the people who have money are going to make up for those who have less funds this year to spend on holiday shopping. But for app marketers, where should they be spending those dollars?
Well, we were really surprised that we saw that over 92% of the population, the people that we surveyed, were seeing more downloads during COVID. So we believe that people are spending money on the channels like Facebook and Google AdWords. And, we've seen app acquisition increase. We're also seeing more SEO, more paid media, more blogging, more social media. So all the elements of earned, owned, and paid media are increasing.
So do you think that the companies should be increasing their budgets this year?
I think you have to have, number one, a good application, and number two, you have to have a goal in terms of what you're trying to achieve. So if you've been seeing downloads happening on a regular basis, now's the time to actually put the pedal to the metal and start doing a little bit more. Acquisition is always a bit more expensive over the holidays, but it's also a larger volume. So you're going to see more people have phones. Apple just announced their new upgrades of phones. So with people having phones and people being at home more, they're actually using their devices more and they need distractions. So apps, downloads, games are always there to help them.
Is there a guideline for how to budget?
I think you have to just be realistic of set a goal. I mean, if you don't set a goal, then you're going into the Wild West, right? And work with a budget that you're comfortable with. The reality is that it is expensive. So if you're going to be spending $1,000, you're not going to really see much results. So it depends on what your end goal is, what the end game is. But I would say that you need to have at least $2,000, $3,000 to start with, just to get results, to be able to analyze the data, and then to be able to decide to go forward. But you're not going to get results for $100, that's for sure.
No, so you're talking even just a couple thousand is
to do a proper test.
Testing.
Yeah, to do a good
really
test, to be able to get the data back to analyze before you decide to put the other, $5,000 or $10,000 or whatever your amount is.
And do you have tools that you recommend for measuring the impact of that spend?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of data in Wix now. I mean, there's the usual suspects in terms of acquisition tools, and Facebook has their own tools to be able to track the actual downloads. And then it's not just the downloads, it's actually the usage of the application, because people are looking for quality users, people who not just download the application, but open and actually use the app. So that's people like CleverTap, people that can do attribution and can actually do those type of measurements.
What do you think the advantage might be in starting now versus waiting till closer to Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
Well, the earlier you start, the better results. Not the better results, but the more results you're going to get to be able to tweak them. So if you start late, two things. Number one, you won't have the time to really adjust and to make the changes. And number two, it's going to cost more as we approach towards the December timeline. The prices do go up for acquisition because everybody's been doing it at that point.
Yeah, you really want to make sure that you have time for, like, if you're
testing and tweaking.
Optimization. Yeah, it's the algorithms to optimize your ads. Yeah. Is there anyone who shouldn't be spending on app promotion this holiday season?
Anyone who doesn't have a plan. Because without a plan, you should not be spending.
Good advice. Good advice. All right. Any final thoughts on marketing your apps for the holidays?
Sure. We offer a full suite of services from ASO to monetization to strategy. And to help developers off, we're offering a 20% discount for the marketing of their applications over the holidays. So you can just reach out to us at apppromo.com and we'll be happy to talk to you. The first initial consultation is free, and then we'd be happy to offer you the 20% discount.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you and happy holidays.